A lone gazelle lifts its head. The grass whispers, but nothing moves, and then blur. Dust explodes. The chase is over in seconds, not because the gazelle gave up, but because something broke the sound barrier of the wild. This isn't just speed. It's precision weaponized. This is the cheetah, Earth's fastest predator. Hunting strategies. Cheetahs aren't brute force hunters. They don't overpower prey. They outmaneuver it. Instead of long pursuits or group ambushes, they stalk low in tall grass, creeping within 100 feet of their target before launching an explosive sprint. Their entire approach is built on closing the distance undetected. Some cheetahs even herd prey toward obstacles like gullies or termite mounds, forcing a stumble during the critical final seconds of a chase. Cheetahs don't just rely on speed, they use the land itself as a weapon. Before the chase begins, they'll stalk through depressions in the ground, use ridgelines for cover, or lie in shadowy spots along game trails. Some have been observed timing hunts with the movement of light across the savanna, hiding in backlit grass so their spotted coats become invisible. This terrain awareness isn't random. It's a learned behavior passed from mothers to cubs, sharpening over years. For a predator with only one real shot at success, knowing the lay of the land can mean the difference between a full belly or starvation. Their hunting success depends on making every second count. A chase that lasts longer than 20 seconds often fails because their bodies can't sustain top speed for long. Their sharp vision detects minute movements. One flick of a tail and they know when to launch. And if the odds aren't ideal, they abort. Energy conservation is vital. The cheetah wins by committing only when the outcome is nearly certain. Physical strengths. Built like a missile, the cheetah reaches speeds of up to 75 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. With each stride reaching up to 30 feet during a sprint, more than half of the chase involves all 4 feet off the ground. It's not running, it's flying. But speed is only half the story. Its semi-retractable claws grip the ground like cleats, while its long, muscular tail counterbalances every sharp turn. The cheetah's organs are similarly adapted. Its heart and lungs are oversized relative to its body, pumping oxygen with extreme efficiency. Massive nasal passages allow it to take in huge gulps of air. It can't roar like other big cats, but its inner engine is louder, physiologically speaking. Even its adrenal glands are larger, allowing for sudden energy surges that fuel its brief but deadly attacks. Though its bite force of 475 pounds per square inch is weaker than most big cats, it's incredibly efficient. Cheetahs clamp down on the windpipe and hold, relying on suffocation, not crushing power. Their jaws are narrow but fast, built for precision strikes to the neck, and their canines are longer and thinner, designed to slip between vertebrae or lock onto soft tissue. It's a surgical approach to killing, fast, silent, and effective, with no wasted motion. Social structure. Cheetahs live 2 social lives. Females are nomads, solitary and constantly moving to find prey and protect cubs. They avoid other cheetahs except during mating. Males, especially brothers, form coalitions. These groups share territory, hunt cooperatively, and defend against rivals. The bond is for life. And unlike lion prides, there's no dominant male. Coalition members operate more like equal partners. These coalitions often control prime territories, offering access to more receptive females. That gives them a reproductive advantage over solitary males. Still, territory comes at a price. Coalitions must regularly mark and patrol it. Scratches, urine sprays, and feces piles communicate boundaries to outsiders. When challenged, they'll fight. But most disputes are settled with stares, puffs, or short chases, not extended brawls. Cheetahs don't roar. They communicate through high-pitched chirps, hisses, growls, and even purrs. Mothers call cubs with urgent chirps. Males yip to stay in touch across tall grass. Their voices carry without alerting prey. This soft-spoken strategy fits their delicate build. Avoid attention, avoid conflict, stay alive. The social life of a cheetah is one of tactical connection, not dominance. Habitat and range. Cheetahs once ruled from India to South Africa, from the Middle East to the savannas of Kenya. Today, their strongholds are mostly in sub-Saharan Africa, with a small, critically endangered population in Iran. These wide-ranging cats need large territories, sometimes hundreds of square miles, to find enough prey and avoid larger predators. Males may stay close to home if they hold territory, but females roam great distances to feed and raise cubs. Cheetahs choose flat open terrain. Grasslands, savannas and scrublands are ideal. These areas offer just enough cover to stalk and just enough space to sprint. You won't find cheetahs in dense forests or steep cliffs. They're built for the plains. They climb termite mounds or low trees to scout their surroundings. It's not just a visual advantage, it's essential for both hunting and evasion. Territorial behaviors vary. Males mark with urine, claws and dung piles, especially at scent posts like trees or rocks. These scent markers help them avoid costly fights by signaling who's in the area. Female territories overlap more, especially near abundant food or water, but all cheetahs rely on land to survive, and that land is disappearing. Habitat loss is one of the deadliest threats they face. You know they're fast, but here's what you don't know. A cheetah's tail isn't just for balance. It can twist mid-air like a rudder to steer direction while all 4 feet are off the ground. It can literally change course in mid-flight. No other land predator moves like this. It's not just control, it's aerial control at 75 miles per hour. And that's just one of the freakish adaptations that makes this animal unlike anything else alive. Diet and feeding habits. Cheetahs are strict carnivores targeting mainly antelope under 90 pounds. Impala, gazelles, and springbok are typical meals. They focus on young, sick, or distracted prey, not because they're weak, but because the risk of injury is too great. Cheetahs can't afford a broken leg. They pick targets carefully, strike quickly, and avoid unnecessary fights. Their kills are silent. A cheetah grabs the throat and suffocates the animal, avoiding the bone-crushing tactics used by lions. Then it eats. Fast. In under 15 minutes, it might consume 20 pounds of meat before abandoning the rest. Why? Because scavengers like hyenas or vultures often show up fast, and the cheetah won't fight to keep its food. Their digestive system favors fresh kills. Rotting meat can make them sick, unlike more robust scavengers. They also don't return to leftovers. This makes their diet more precise and more demanding. In lean times, cheetahs go hungry longer. Unlike lions that can sleep it off until a group kill, cheetahs must hunt again, and soon. Reproduction and life cycle. Mating starts with scent trails. Males track females in heat by sniffing urine-marked grass or tree bases. If the female accepts, they mate multiple times over several days. Afterward, she leaves to raise cubs alone. No help from the male, no pride or pack to support her. The burden of survival falls entirely on her. Gestation lasts around 90 to 95 days. Cubs are born blind, fragile, and covered in a silvery grey mane that acts as camouflage. In litters of 3 to 5, most won't survive their first year. Lions, leopards, jackals, even eagles are threats. The mother hides them constantly, moving them every few days. It's a life of stealth and stress. By 6 weeks, cubs eat meat. By 6 months, they shadow their mother during hunts. And by 18 months, it's time to leave. Females set off alone. Males stick together. It takes years to reach full size and strength. Only the sharpest, strongest, and luckiest survive to adulthood. And even then, life is a sprint, not a marathon. Evolutionary history. Cheetahs evolved into their current form around 1.9 million years ago in Africa, but their ancestors go back even further, with fossil records in Europe and North America. Ancient relatives like Acinonyx pudinensis were bulkier and adapted for endurance. Modern cheetahs refined the design for speed. They didn't just evolve legs, they evolved a system tuned to outpace. They experienced 2 severe genetic bottlenecks. one around 100,000 years ago, likely triggered by climate shifts during the last ice age, and a second just 10,000 years ago, possibly linked to overhunting and mass extinction at the end of the Pleistocene. These events nearly wiped them out, leaving only a few survivors to rebuild the population. As a result, today's cheetahs are so genetically similar they can accept skin grafts from unrelated individuals. It's a stunning fact, but a dangerous one. One new virus could affect all of them the same way. Despite this, their form has hardly changed. Nature designed them for one task: chase down prey faster than anything else on land. It's a specialization that brought them to the top of the speed chart. But in today's world, being the fastest isn't enough. The future demands more than velocity. It demands resilience. Role in the ecosystem. Cheetahs may be solitary hunters, but their impact echoes across ecosystems. They primarily prey on the young, weak, or injured members of antelope herds, helping regulate population numbers. This selective predation strengthens the prey gene pool and prevents overgrazing, especially in delicate savanna ecosystems. Cheetahs act as quality control for the food chain. Because they hunt during daylight hours, cheetahs don't compete directly with most other apex predators. Lions and hyenas tend to hunt at night. This allows cheetahs to carve out a unique time slot in the predator schedule. It adds balance to the predator-prey dynamic, ensuring constant pressure on herbivore populations, which helps maintain healthy ecosystems. Their kills feed more than just them. Scavengers like jackals, hyenas, vultures, and even insects rely on the remains of cheetah kills. Unlike lions that defend carcasses, cheetahs abandon theirs early. This loss becomes a gain for dozens of other species. Even in death, cheetahs serve the ecosystem, providing for others, both directly and indirectly. Threats and conservation status. Cheetahs are listed as vulnerable by the IUCN, but their numbers are dangerously low, less than 7,000 in the wild. The largest threat is habitat loss. As humans expand farmland, build roads and fence land, cheetahs lose the vast open spaces they need to hunt. A cheetah can't survive in small reserves. It needs room to run. Human conflict also takes a toll. Farmers sometimes kill cheetahs in retaliation for livestock losses, even when evidence is lacking. In other areas, cheetah cubs are stolen for the illegal pet trade, especially in the Middle East. These cubs rarely survive transport, and even if they do, captivity often leads to stress-induced illness and early death. Conservation groups are working to protect cheetahs through wildlife corridors, education, and even guard dog programs that reduce farm conflict. But there's one more problem. Cheetahs don't breed well in captivity. Stress prevents mating, so if we lose them in the wild, we can't just breed more in zoos. Their survival depends on protected wild landscapes, nothing less. Myths and cultural significance. In ancient Egypt, cheetahs were symbols of power, grace, and protection. They were kept as hunting companions by royalty, often appearing in hieroglyphs and tomb art. In Persia and India, they were trained for sport, called hunting leopards, and prized for their speed and elegance, not feared like lions or tigers. Modern culture still sees the cheetah as an icon of agility and focus. They star in documentaries, logos, sports branding, and wildlife campaigns. Their speed has become a metaphor for excellence. Yet, behind the glamour is a fading legacy, one threatened by extinction. The image survives, but the real animal hangs by a thread. Folklore in parts of Africa honors the cheetah as a spirit of the wind, a silent force, untouchable and pure. Some stories say its tear marks were left from crying for lost cubs. These myths reflect reality. Cheetahs are fast, fragile, and fading. A creature both feared and revered, racing toward a finish line no one wants to cross. Unique and interesting facts. Their vision isn't just long range, it's tuned for contrast. While humans see better in full daylight, cheetahs excel at picking out motion and shape against cluttered backgrounds. This gives them an edge at dawn or dusk, when prey silhouettes blur with grass. They can isolate movement even in high glare, thanks to specialized retinal cells and the placement of their eyes. It's like watching in HD, while the rest of the savannah stays in standard definition. Cheetahs don't just rely on muscle, they're wired differently. Their adrenal response is so fast that within seconds of spotting prey, their body shifts into attack mode. Blood redirects to muscles, pupils dilate, and their spleen contracts to dump extra red blood cells into circulation. It's a full-body transformation engineered for one moment: the chase. Most predators build pressure slowly. Cheetahs flip a switch. Cheetahs have an unusual grooming habit that doubles as survival strategy. After eating, they clean their face not just with their tongue, but by rubbing it against short grass or rough bark. This helps remove blood scent that could attract scavengers or larger predators. Unlike lions, they don't have the power to defend a meal, so hygiene becomes defense. It's a subtle but vital behavior. Stay invisible, stay alive. The cheetah is a miracle of motion, a predator that lives in the blink of an eye. It doesn't rely on brute strength or teamwork. It survives on precision, vision, and timing. But now, speed alone may not be enough. As the fastest cat races extinction, another predator waits in the mountains. Next up, the puma, solitary, silent, and powerful enough to take down prey 5 times its size without ever being seen.